Hello! Today, funny story. I thought we were going over Sodom and Gomorrah. Apparently, I'm just excited to get there because the destruction doesn't happen until like chapter 19 of Genesis, and we're only on chapter 17. Anyway, when Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am the Lord, I am God Almighty, or the El Shaddai. Yes. El literally is just their word for God. That's all El means. Literally, that's all it means. It's just their word for God. And people will run with this with crazy theories, but it's just their word for God. Anyway, walk before me and be blameless. I will conform my covenant between me and you. Confirm. Yeah. And you will greatly increase your numbers. Abraham fell face down. Why is he saying this again? Oh, because he already kind of failed with Ishmael. Like, I don't know. Can I trust God? And God said to him, As for me, this is my covenant with you. And just because I said Abraham failed with Ishmael, it doesn't mean anything against Ishmael. Because Ishmael would also increase in number. So there's nothing to be held against the children of Ishmael. You will be the father of many nations. Wait, the father of many nations. Many. Well, obviously, the most obvious one is Israel. Then there's the Arabs. Well, I guess the Edomites. That's three. Oh, but doesn't Abraham like have some other kids? Oh yeah. Somewhere in here. Yeah, wait. I can find it. Oh wait, is he in here? No, I don't think it is. I know Abram has like other kids, I just can't find it. Oh yes, there it is. She bore him. Okay, so we add the three. Then Zimran 4, Joxan 5, Median 6, Midin 7, Ishbak 3, 8. Wait, yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3 would be 9. Is that really many nations, though? 9? And predominantly just being known as the father of Israel, the father of the Israelites, the Jews. But many nations. And the table of nations was mentioned before this too. And father-son relationship back then didn't necessarily mean biological. Yeah. Abraham can be the father of many groups of people. No longer will you be called Abram, which means exalted father, Why would Abram's name be Abram? Because names had meanings back then. If you wanted your son to be a good father, you would name him something like Exalted Father, because you would think, yeah, that's going to make him a great dad. Yeah, that's just kind of what they believe. Anyway, your name will be Abraham, which means father of many. For I have made you a father of many nations. Wait, I have made you a father of many nations. He's talking like he's already been done. Interesting. I will make you very fruitful. No, I like adding and. My brain does. I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. Make nations of you. Yes. Like his one Ishmael, I guess technically. But yeah, Ishmael, the Arabs. Then Isaac. There's the Israelites in Edom. Don't really know that much. We don't really get that much information about Abraham's other kids. I don't know what they think about. Huh. Kings will come from you. Yeah. The kings of many nations. I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and your descendants forever, for generations to come, to be your God, and the God of your descendants after you. And the covenant is the exact same covenant made back in chapter 15. Yeah, it is 15. And what will happen if Abraham breaks the covenant? Remember? Do you remember? God's body will be torn like the animals, because he was the only one that walked between the animal pieces. Your descendants after you. It's kind of been the same covenant this entire time. The whole land of Canaan, where you are now, an alien, I will give as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants after you. Now I will be their God. Yes. That will happen. Everlasting possession. Oh, Israel always is going to have ownership over the land. It's their land. And what does it say in the New Testament? Do the Gentile Christians replace the Israelites? No. No, 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 no. Gentiles are grafted in. So no, the Gentiles are not more superior than the Jews. There is no Jew or Gentile. There's all just God's children. Then God said to Abraham, as for you, you must keep my covenant, you and your descendants after you, for generations to come. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you, the covenant you are to keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. And even in Old Testament, it starts later talking about a circumcision of the heart. You are to undergo circumcision, and it will be a sign of the covenant between you and me, for the generations to come. Every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised, including those born in your household, or bought with money from a foreigner, those who are not your offspring. Rather, born in your household or brought with your money, they must be circumcised. So they fall under the covenant too. Equal treatment. My covenant in your flesh is to be an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. And there's two nations that still circumcise baby boys. The United States and Israel. Interesting. It just is. God also said to Abraham, "As for Sarai, your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai. Her name will be Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her." By her? Not by Hagar. "I will bless her so that she will be a mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her." Yes. Abram fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, "Will his son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? Now, if you know anything about male biology, which is the big difference at the time, really, males can actually even have children a little bit after death. Women absolutely do not. They have a limited clock. And Abraham said to God, "If only Ishmael might live under your blessing." Then God said, "Yes, but your wife Sarai will... Oh, no. Your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac." What does Isaac mean? He laughs. He laughs. Abraham's like, "This is ridiculous." God's like, "You're going to name your kid." He laughs. Don't think there's a little joke in here. This is like, yes, you will have a son. He's going to be called. He laughs. Yeah. "I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him." Yeah, surely bless him. "I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers. Like 12. I will make him into a great nation." Yeah, I'd say the Arabs are a great nation. I mean, they have a lot of oil money. A lot of power. Probably the most obvious example is Saudi Arabia. "But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear you by this time next year." "Oh, don't worry, Ishmael's going to be blessed." Well, it seems weird if this was just written by a bunch of Jews in like Babylonian exile who were like, "We want to make ourselves sound like the best ever." Because it wasn't. There's no proof. None whatsoever. None. The documentary hypothesis is a load of steaming garbage. Debate anyone. Why would I debate someone who believes such a silly little theory? No. When he had finished speaking with Abram, God went up from him. On that very day, Abram took his son Ishmael, and all those born in his household, or bought with his money, every male in his household, even circumcising Ishmael, and circumcised him, as God told him. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised. So yes, there are going to be coming up in the Old Testament things about circumcised as a heart, which is a little bit different. Don't worry, it's not a contradiction or anything. No, you atheists love contradictions. And are so arrogant most of the time. Not all of you are arrogant. A lot of people are, though. Which is weird because you usually call Christians arrogant. Like, very weird. And his son Ishmael was 13 Huh. Smell with the teenage boy. Eh. Yeah. If you was anything like, why are they teenage boys? They're laughing at my eyes. Okay, now, I just moving on. Abraham and his son Ishmael were both circumcised on the same day. Anyway, and every male in Abraham's household, including those born in his household or bought from a foreigner, was circumcised with him. And yes, slavery existed. Does the Bible prove slavery? No. Does it mention that it happens? Yes. Go watch What You Meme. Literally, that's the name of the channel. Where he explains the absolute ludicrousness of thinking the Bible promotes slavery. Give you a little taste. Slave owners in the South, they removed Bible passages that were anti-slavery. So if slave owners had to remove Bible passages that were anti-slavery, why would the Bible be pro-slavery? Anyway, I guess that's all for today. Go watch my other stuff. Which is, and no, we are still not to Sodom and Gomorrah, which may or may not have been found. I mean, there was a whole, like it's been found, like, no, it isn't, and it's kind of away. But then let's talk about that more in the upcoming video. 2 videos away. Anyway,